Ah, it's springtime and the honeysuckle is on the vine. I've got a lot of it, and I wish you could be here smelling it with me. I also wish you could be here mowing my yard, because it really needs it. Finally, it's a fairly pretty day. Nice temperature, some sunshine. The yard is almost dry. So let's see if we can cut into this jungle a little bit. As you can probably tell, I'm not really trying to do a haircut here. I'm just taking a little off the top, as you might say. Get the tall stuff. We'll come back and mow later. Not much, but it's a start. Now, at least I can kind of see the sidewalk going out to the Equinox now. It's kind of hard navigating that thing early in the morning when it's dark and the grass is brushing past your knees. Now it won't be quite as bad, but there's still a lot of yard to trim down. But I noticed something around here on the end of the trailer that I'm going to show you that I need to fix before I can trim grass, much less get in there with a mower and do anything else. This black cable that you see coming down and running along the ground and going back up on the pole here is my fiber optic feed. Apparently a limb has caught it and knocked it down because it's supposed to be fastened up there on the corner of the trailer. Somewhere right up there in that corner. So before I do much of anything else, I need to get a hook back in up there and get this thing back into the air where it belongs. That way I can work under it, mow under it, do whatever's necessary. Just not a good idea to leave it lying along the ground anyway. that has it back up where it belongs. This wire is my old cable and internet feed. It's not being used anymore, so I can coil it up since I have disconnected the other end. The problem is there's about 20 feet of it, so it's going to take a moment. Brought it down. A lot of them fell, but I think that gets all my spare cable. I was just laying around the yard taken up so I can safely weed eat and mow. I don't know, this grass is so tall, there's no telling what I might find out here. I had a friend once that moved into a house, finally mowed his backyard, found a car. I couldn't be so lucky, but you never know. So, after weed eating a little bit, and then working to get the fiber optic cable put back up, I'm kind of winded and worn out. I think I'm going to stop right here. Hopefully, another day of pretty weather coming up tomorrow, maybe a little chance for rain. But hopefully we can work around that. I need to get out here, weed eat some more, and definitely attack all this grass with a lawnmower. Oh, and there's still that vent valve to put on the Equinox too. So yeah, weather permitting, there's still plenty more work to do. Stick around. Okay, my nomies, another beautiful day here on the MT and me, and we're obviously out here at the Equinox because we're going to take advantage of this nice weather and see if we can't get this new EVAP valve installed on the charcoal canister. Quick recap, of course, a couple of weeks ago we dropped the canister, pulled the old valve out, went to replace it, and discovered that the valve I had bought was not a direct replacement. Well, this one is. Looks just like the one that's in there, at least as memory serves me. Anyway, we're about to find out. We're going to get back under here, drop that canister again, get the old one out, see if we can't do a quick swap-a-roo, and maybe that'll help solve the gasoline tank filling problem. I have to tell you though, right up front here, I'm a little worried that it may not. Maybe it's because I've watched so many videos and so much material on this, and so many of them say, okay, you got this problem, change your EVAP valve and everything's solved. But there's enough of them that doesn't quite fix the problem. I believe I explained a little earlier that there is other stuff that can go wrong. Even if this valve works, the evaporative canister itself, which is full of little bitty tiny charcoal granules, can, well, it can just quit working. It can get clogged up. It can get plugged up. Those granules can get into the tubes that connect the canister to the gas tank and to the purge valve on the engine. There's a whole network of plastic and metal tubes. Any one of those can get plugged up and bring the system to a screeching halt. So we're going to replace this valve with double fingers crossed that it does solve the problem. But somewhere in my deepest of hearts, I'm worried that it may not. I'm just letting you know that up front. I don't know anything that you don't know at this point. So we're going to find out together right here, right now, on the MT and Me. Let's do this. I have made an investment that hopefully will make this job a little easier. I got a trolley jack. That's going to make pumping this car up much simpler, because I just wore myself out trying to use that little scissor jack last time around. So this should make it easier. And of course, I've still got the jack stand over here that we'll put under for safety purposes, because I don't trust any jack to hold anything up. And you shouldn't either. Right, now that we have the canister down, let's disconnect, plug that out of the way. Let's see if we can't get this whole thing out again. There we are. And there we are. One out. All right, here's the old one. Let's compare the new one to it. If I can get the box open. I think we have a perfect match. Same connecting system. Same size. Looks like there may be a little bit of difference here on the bottom as far as the connectors go, but the structure is the same. So, yeah. Be sure I put the new one in. And this is it, right here. So let's see if it will go in as easily as the old one came out. Okay, I think that has it. Got the electrical connection hooked back up. Let's put it back in place, see what happens. That is a tight squeeze. That's got the job done. I have to admit, I don't feel good about this. I really, really hope I'm wrong. But we got the old one out. We got the new one in. As near as I can tell, it is installed correctly. Now, there's only one way to see if it's going to work. Let's go to the gas station. So, let's get this car back on the ground like it should be and go to the pump, see what happens. All right, well, we got everything put up, and it's off to see the wizard to see if this thing's going to work. We will know in just a matter of seconds whether it does or not. Not going to take very long to figure that one out. Car started, that's always a good sign. And I still have a check engine light, but I really didn't expect it to go away. Let's go see what happens at the pump. We're at the pump. Let's see if this works. Nope, it appears I still have a problem. You can never get it in just the right place. You kind of hold it there. It's slow, but at least it's steady. Well, so that was pretty much a bust. Alright, no, really it wasn't, because I know more than I did know. I can be pretty assured now that the vent valve is not the problem. I don't mind replacing it with the new one. So that's okay. That's cool. The issue now is what is the problem? Like I said, it could be a clogged tube. It could be a bad EVAP filter completely. The entire box, could be bad on it. The charcoal filter, in other words, be all plugged up. The next step will be, I guess, to start undoing some tubes. When we get a chance, we can get under there, undo some tubes, and see if that makes a difference. For one thing, you can undo them and see if any charcoal stuff falls out. If you get charcoal particles falling out of the plumbing, then yeah, chances are you got a problem. But we'll check that another day. For now, hey, I got $20 worth of gas. That'll last me for a week or more, probably, with normal driving. And we'll just continue working on the problem some other time. I don't really have a choice, do I? Sometimes I guess you can find a little success in failure, if that makes sense. Like I said, we are one step further along diagnosing the problem, even though we did not solve the problem. And in the process, I'm learning a whole lot about automobile EVAP systems too. Something that I really knew next to nothing about before I started working on this issue. Yeah, I can safely say that this entire journey of restoring Pearl, getting her back into operating condition, and now here on this Chevy Equinox working on its problems, is being very educational, to say the very least. I guess that's good. Time will tell. It always does. And on that note of waxing philosophical, we're back home in the same situation as when we left. But, like I always say, c'est la vie. I want to thank you for being along for the ride this week here on the MT and Me. And something you may have noticed, last week and also this week, I'm wearing Armadillo Festival t-shirts. There's a reason for that. Next weekend is the 53rd annual Armadillo Festival. Something we go to every year here on the MT and Me because, well, I have to be there with my radio job, so why don't you just come along with me? We'll be doing that next weekend, which means that in 2 weeks, here on the MT and Me, you'll be catching a review of the annual Hamburg Armadillo festivities, okay? Give you something to look forward to. That's 2 weeks away. This next week, I know this time we didn't do anything on Pearl. I think weather permitting, if it stays beautiful like this, maybe we'll get out and try cutting those bolts out of the roof. Do a little shaving on those and see if we can't get them out so we can proceed with reinforcing the roof lines and getting those trusses permanently installed in Pearl. At least that's my thoughts right now. We'll see. Thanks again for all of your help. Comment below if you have an additional idea about this problem with the Equinox, or something going on with Pearl, or just to say, hi. I like that too. Let me hear from you. I want to know what's on your mind, as always. Subscribe if you have not done so. Give me the thumbs up. Check out the mtandme.com. All that good stuff. Buy me a coffee and just come here each and every weekend for another episode of the MT and Me. I love you, Nomies. Thanks again. I'm Russ, and we will talk later.